If you are thinking of escaping the snow for a cruise someplace warm, you need to know the crimes do happen on those massive luxury vessels. So who investigates those crimes?
And how do you know the ship you're traveling on is safe? 7 Action News investigator Heather Catallo has more on what our investigation uncovered.
When you're planning a vacation somewhere on land, you can find out from police if it's a safe place to visit. But when it comes to booking a cruise at sea, we discovered it can be much more difficult to find out what's happening on board. This cruise ship surveillance video shows a passenger grabbing a guy by the neck, throwing him to the ground and punching him as people watched.
The person obviously, suffered injuries as a result.
Another shows 2 women getting into a hair-pulling fight in the onboard casino. And earlier this month, a crew member was arrested after police say he raped a passenger and tried to throw her off the balcony. Janet Powers knows what it's like to be assaulted on board.
There really is no one to help people in this situation.
She says it happened to her while traveling with her 2 children.
A man came and grabbed me by the hair and beat my head against the wall until I became unconscious.
She reported it to the onboard security.
The security guards on the cruise ship are not policemen.
And to police when she docked in Puerto Rico.
By the time we were through having the police explain to me that they had no jurisdiction, they'd already let this man off the ship. So according to all crime statistics for that ship, no crime ever occurred.
It's the FBI who's in charge of investigating most crimes at sea.
I mean, if this had happened at a 7-Eleven, this man would have been arrested. But because it happens at sea, there's no crime.
A recent government report shows concerns about cruise ship crime reporting, questioning whether passengers have the right information before booking their vacations. Under pressure from Congress, 4 of the world's largest cruise companies recently began posting crime stats online for 9 serious offenses. For 2013, a total of 78 crimes nationwide, including rapes and other sexual assaults.
It's maddening.
Longtime maritime attorney Jim Walker says there's more crime happening than those numbers show.
The data that's actually being required to be reported is only a small fraction of the overall cruise industry.
Since so many cruise ships depart from Florida, the 7 investigators requested local police reports from 5 of the biggest ports in that state. We discovered police were called to investigate more than 300 crimes just last year alone. For example, those 4 cruise companies reported 14 thefts last year. But 7 Action News discovered during the same time period, police responded to more than 75 cases of theft in Florida alone. That's because companies only report stolen items that are worth more than $10,000. So last summer, when a crew member stole a watch out of a passenger's luggage, and when another crew member took a Kindle notebook from a woman's bag, you wouldn't hear about it because the ship was not required to report it.
There's got to be tighter controls on what they report and actually what the numbers are.
Detroit Crime Commission Director Andrew Arena says cruise crimes were also a big problem at the ports in New York City when he headed up the FBI's criminal division there.
Almost every cruise ship that came back in, we had to send agents to meet the ship because something happened. Somebody, went missing overboard, sexual assault, theft, something.
Cruise corporations do know every crime that happens because they're required to keep a detailed log on board. But as of now, they're not required to release that log to the public.
It's just like walking the streets of Detroit or Birmingham or Northville. Be aware of your surroundings. Just because you're on there and having a good time doesn't mean that bad things couldn't happen to you.
The Cruise Line International Association says only a small fraction of crimes happen on ships compared to crimes on land. They stress the crimes the cruise lines do report go above what the government requires. In a statement, a spokesperson said, "No other hospitality, transportation, or commercial business, to our knowledge, discloses such comprehensive data nor provides this level of transparency." I'm Heather Catallo, 7 Action News.
All of the information we uncovered about crimes on cruise ships is now on our website at WXYZ.com. You can search by cruise ship or cruising company to see what's happening on board.